keep me company while I make a white cake with caramel frosting. I'm going to go ahead and make my caramel because it's got to get to room temperature before I can make my frosting. You need 1 cup of butter, and you want to cut it into small pats or cubes. And you need 1/2 cup of brown sugar, firmly packed. You can use light brown or dark brown. I'm using light brown, or you can mix them. That's 1 cup. You're going to need 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. If you're in a pinch, you can use whole milk or evaporated milk. But I've got heavy whipping cream. So let's see. It rained all night here, messed up everything I cleaned up yesterday. So when I get done with this, I'm going to go run some errands, and then if it's not raining, I'm going to go out and clean my mess back up. Okay. So you'll need 1 cup of butter cut into pats or cubes. You can't use margarine. You need real butter. You need 1 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, 2 teaspoons vanilla extract. I'm using white vanilla extract, which I've got brown. And you need 4 to 5 cups of powdered sugar. Let me get this started. Okay, I have my brown sugar, my butter, and I'm going to put my 1/2 cup of whipping cream in here, and I'm going to turn it on medium heat. I'm going to get a spatula so I can get all that out. You'll let this cook until the butter is all melted and the sugar is all dissolved. The longer you cook it, the more caramelly it's going to get. But I don't want it real thick because it's going to be harder to mix if you let it cook a very long time. You'll stir it occasionally until it starts to simmer, and then it'll come to a rolling boil, and you'll let it cook for a couple minutes. And then you'll set it aside to let it cool. And when I do that, I'm going to start making my cake. The butter's starting to melt. And once the butter's melted and the sugar's all dissolved, it'll come to a rolling boil. You'll turn it off, set it off the fire, add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then let it sit to cool. Everybody wants me to make another maple syrup cake, and they're delicious, but I want to make something different. And we went to a restaurant that had caramel cake with caramel icing, and it was pretty good. So I thought I'd try it. And you want to stir this constantly, especially when the butter melts. Okay, my mixture is starting to boil. I want y'all to see it. It's coming to a rolling boil. And I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of my vanilla extract. I think I'm going to take it off the fire so it doesn't burn. And I'm going to put 1, 2. And it's going to have kind of a reaction whenever you put your extract in it. Okay. Okay, now for your cake, I've got my stand mixer out. You're going to, let me not get ahead of myself. You're going to need 2 1/2 cups of flour. You're going to need 2 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and I'm going to put those in there together. 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, and 1/4 teaspoon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to sift it into a smaller bowl and set that aside. I've got my eggs in warm water. I've got my butter in the microwave on defrost. And you're going to need 1 2/3 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of butter, 3 large eggs, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and 1 cup of buttermilk. I need to get my buttermilk out so it can become room temperature. I'm going to set my dry ingredients aside. Okay, I have lined the bottom of my baking dishes and I've greased the sides with ham or Baker's Joy, I'm sorry. Now I've got my butter and I'm going to take my sugar and I'm going to put that in my mixing bowl. And I'm going to attach my whisk to it. My whisk attachment. Okay, my butter. And I'm going to let this beat for 3 to 4 minutes. The longer you let it beat, the more air it gets into it. And I think the better your cake turns out. And I made a chocolate one not long ago, and I should have videoed it. It was delicious. Chocolate on chocolate. I usually clean on Thursdays, but my husband's home. And I don't want to. Now, I have my buttermilk sitting in hot water because I forgot to take it out of the refrigerator. And I need 1 2/3 cup of sugar. There's 1 cup, 2/3. And I'm going to turn this on and let it mix for 3 to 4 minutes on high. And I'll be back. Okay, I've been beating my butter for a while. And I'm fixing to add my eggs one at a time, and they're at room temperature. I've cracked them in a bowl so I didn't have to worry about having shells in my mixture. I'll turn it on low. I got butter all over me. And add 1 egg at a time. Oops. Well, that was 1 at a time. And you'll, like I said, put this in thirds. Flour, buttermilk, flour, buttermilk, flour. Okay, I'm going to take my buttermilk out of the water. Wipe off the water. Okay, now I'm fixing to put some more flour in. This will be the second dose of flour I'm putting in. I'm going to put my vanilla extract in my last bit of buttermilk. And that's 1 tablespoon. Well, that extract went right to the bottom of that cup. And now I'm going to put my last bit of flour in. I'm going to scrape the sides. It smells good. It smells real good. Okay, I'm going to mix it just a little bit more. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to divide my cake into each pan. Like I said, I put parchment paper in the bottom, and I sprayed the side. Well, I sprayed all of it so the parchment paper would stay in the bottom. My parchment paper slid. I should have just beat it, because if it sticks, I'm going to be heartbroken. But I'll handle that. Okay. Now I'm going to put my cake in, and I'm going to clean up my mess. Okay, these are going in, and I'll be back. And before I forget, I did not put salt in my cake mixture because I used salted butter. If you use unsalted butter, you'll want to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to let my cakes cook for 30 minutes. And I'll be back to frosting it. Okay, it has been 30 minutes, and I'm fixing to pull my cakes out. I have my caramel in my mixer bowl. Sides are pulling away. They look really pretty. And let me get everything ready, and we'll come back and we'll mix this some frosting. Okay, I have 4 cups of powdered sugar measured out. I have my caramel in my bowl, and I've got my powdered sugar out in case I need another cup. And I'm going to add this a little at a time. This was really easy to make. And I hope they like it. But so far I've not been able to beat the maple syrup frosting cake. And if it gets too thick, I would just add a tad of whipping cream. I'm going to leave it like this. And I'm going to taste it. I have to taste it. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's good. I hope that's enough frosting. Well, let me add a little bit more. And of course, I'm going to make a mess. I'm sure that's loud as hell. Oops. Okay, I'm going to wait a few minutes to invert my cakes, let those cool a little bit, clean up my other mess, and I'll be back to taste it with y'all. Okay, I have tweaked this a little bit because I didn't want it too stiff, so I added just a dash of heavy whipping cream, and I'm letting it mix for at least 4 minutes, and it's getting creamier. Just wanted to let y'all know that. My cakes didn't stick, and I was worried about that. But I'm going to take this one. I'm going to set it on top. Okay, I've got it on my little turntable. Okay, I didn't think y'all would want me to bore you with putting the icing on my cake. And here is the finished product. It's a little crooked, but it's not bad. And I'm going to cut a piece and taste it with y'all. Okay, I cut as small of a piece as I could. This is it. That's delicious. If you have not yet hit that subscribe button, I'd appreciate you hitting it. If you want to be notified when I upload a video, hit that notification bell. Thanks for hanging out with me. Come back and see me. Have a great day.